Watch our video Secrets of the Mesh Linux 1 before watching this video. Linux is an operating system that is used on the fastest supercomputers around the world and powers 90% of public cloud infrastructure. It's free and open source. But Linux is only used by 5% of home users. Many people don't know about Linux. Because Linux is used by few home users compared to Windows, not all applications have Linux versions, which discourages some users from trying it. Because Linux is free and open source, a large community of developers contribute to it. That's resulted in hundreds of different versions of the Linux operating system, called distributions. If you don't want to look through hundreds of distributions for one you like best, a few that are popular and good for beginners are Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Zorin OS, and Pop! OS. There are two ways people can interact with their operating system. One is the command line, which is a text-based set of instructions that tell the operating system to access code to accomplish tasks. The other is a graphical user interface. Graphical user interfaces have pictures, menus, and icons you can click on. The graphical user interface on your Linux distribution is called a desktop environment. A Linux desktop environment comes with a background called a desktop. Linux has Windows, and desktop environments have a program to manage them. At the bottom, top, or side, there is a taskbar. There are also icons or menus you can click on to open applications, and widgets like a clock or weather. Cinnamon is the default desktop environment for Linux Mint, and is simple for beginners and the most like Windows. Ubuntu default is GNOME, which is less like Windows. It also uses modified versions of GNOME called flavors. Pop! OS and Zorin OS also use modified versions of GNOME. Applications in Cinnamon are accessible via icons or a menu by clicking on the Linux Mint or other operating system icon in the lower left, which is like the Start button in Windows. You can switch between full screen and Windows with the Windows symbol in the upper right, but working with multiple windows at once is more awkward than with GNOME. Linux Mint with Cinnamon is a good distribution and desktop environment for home use. Applications in GNOME are accessible via icons. GNOME is designed for work productivity and gives you a number of workspaces you can have open at the same time. Within each of these, you can open a number of windows. You can manage these by clicking on Activities in the upper left. Having to click on Activities repeatedly might feel annoying. Nevertheless, you might want to choose a distribution with GNOME if you are primarily using Linux for work. The best way to decide on a distribution with its desktop environment is to pick one and try it. If it doesn't suit you, it's easy to download and install another one because Linux is free. Some distributions allow you to select a desktop environment other than the default at installation, so you can try more than one. You can find out more about Linux in our other videos listed in the description below. Newport Wireless Mesh is a nonprofit wireless community internet provider in northern Vermont, USA. Education is part of our mission.